thing.
20-plus air-yard touchdown.
He's not throwing touchdowns of that nature, which, Dan, I feel like there's a few reasons why. But let's go to Hawk first.
Yeah.
What needs to change for this Bills offense?
Well, it's exactly that. I think it's the receiving weapons need to step up.
One person.
Keon Coleman, he's having a rough go. He seems overwhelmed. Now, there are some disciplinary things that have gone on, but he seems like a young player who's trying to work his way through his sophomore season. One thing that can help him is not be a one-trick pony for contested catches. He has to get YAC, but how does he get YAC? He has to get forward. We talked about this last year with a young player catching the ball and coming backwards. You're going to see the same thing here. Split field, catches it, watch where his first step is. Yeah. Those are like the small things. And there was another one against the Atlanta Falcons where he did something similar that you just noticed it on tape. He has to develop in the YAC portion of this offense, and the coaches have to help him get there because the whole just back shoulder throw it up, everybody's expecting it, they're playing it, and the way you combat that is to get him the ball and show that he can catch and run.
I don't think he's right now a guy that you could just put out there by himself and go like beat coverage. Really versus any corner. I just don't believe he's that guy yet. I think he's got to be utilized a little bit like they do Shakir. I really think he should become like at least right now, and specifically early in games, just
like
get him the ball in space, like a bubble guy, an RPO guy, ball in space guy. He's not whooping people.
So here's the issue with that is not his game. Like that is not.
You don't think so? Like because punt returning and
you're seeing those catches, and the reason why I put that up there is because instinctually, when you are confident in that, he has to know at this level, you are a catch and get vertical. You leave the side-to-side step back to Shakir, but at this level, you're dangerous. When you catch and get vertical with speed at your size, then those big plays will happen. And to your point about lining him up, he's going to have to develop more of a bag, more of a package in his routes, and the way he makes things look like that, makes that look like this. But how they're using him now,
it can't just be run straight and out muscle
people. It can't be run straight out back shoulder you and you go up and get it. Like, that's going to wear out. NFL DBs at some point aren't going to let that to continue going on. This isn't the college level.
Yeah, so I think this will be a good challenge for him and this offense going against Carolina. I know everyone thinks that Carolina is X. One thing I do know is a very physical, very sudden and disruptive defensive line. And
okay, well, I want to focus on the Buffalo Bills. I can't believe they brought up YAC and talked about the issues that the Bills are having with YAC, because I literally made an entire video all about that after the Atlanta Falcons game. All right? And I compared that the amount of YAC that Josh Allen is able to get with some of these plays is just a fraction. That literally Patrick Mahomes with backups is getting more production out of it. And it's just, you know, it's a tough existence. It is a tough existence, so I can't believe that was the thing that they emphasized here. I mean, that's perfect. Thank you, NFL Live. Thank you, Orlovsky. Thank you, Hawk. I appreciate it. Yeah. This game against the Carolina Panthers, I know they've been a bit feisty. I know. I'm not willing to buy this team quite yet. I'm just not. I'm just not. The Buffalo Bills absolutely positively have to win this game. I mean, like, it's not even a question. It's not even up for debate. Not only do they have to win this game, but they have to start to feel like, hey, we're moving in the right direction. We're playing great. We know who we are. We know our identity. We know how to put our players in positions to succeed. I talk about that all the time. Put your players in positions to succeed. And Orlovsky's kind of highlighting that he doesn't think they are, you know, specifically with, you know, individuals. And, you know, and that doesn't even touch the defensive side of the ball right now. And, you know, there's been a lot of talk of, you know, that this offense has been able to evolve. And, you know, I think a lot of that is Josh Allen more than anything. But then that his defense hasn't been able to really rise to the occasion. And, you know, if you can't come away from this game right now, especially after having some time off and already having some tough losses, the Buffalo Bills are in serious trouble. You would be so concerned. You would have zero sense that this team actually can win a Super Bowl this year. And to be fair, I think the only reason why you would even remotely think, hey, I think this team is still a Super Bowl contender and that they can win is because you know who Josh Allen is. And you know what this Buffalo Bills team has achieved over these last, however many years. But if you did not know any of that and you've just been watching this team specifically in a vacuum of this season and nothing else, you would have no sense of like, this is actually a top team. They're just not playing their best football yet, blah, blah, blah. Like, no sense of that. Like, I'm watching the Chicago Bears, who I do not think are this great elite top team and that they're going to, take the world by storm. But I see consistently, whoa, there's plays here on the table for Caleb. Like, Caleb's not hitting them quite yet. And when he does, this offense can be an avalanche. Like, once he does that, you're like, this offense could be scoring 30 plus points a game. No question. Caleb just has to be a little bit more accurate, etc. But you could see it there. You're like, that is there. It's not like I'm watching this Buffalo Bills team and thinking that. You're not just like, okay, they haven't connected all of this quite yet. You're like, they're there, but they just haven't connected. That's not what you're necessarily seeing out of this team. And so can they get this going throughout the course? It's the same coaches, the same coaching staff. So if you trusted them before, you should trust them today. And also, hopefully, just everyone heals up and gets a little bit healthier. But it's just like, the Indianapolis Colts out the gate have been playing better, right? I mean, they just have. Even though the Chiefs were losing and with all their injuries, you could still say, nah, there's a lot of fight there. There's still a lot to like here. You don't feel that way with the Buffalo Bills right now. And it's time for them to just be like, that was a weird, first 6 weeks of ball. We're back now. We're back to who we are. We get it now. And I do think it'll have to be another step with Josh Allen. Like, obviously, we still need these other things, but I do think Josh Allen is also going to have to recognize, like, all right, it's kind of time for me to do a bunch of this myself. And like I said, like, he's going to have to run more. Get down. I don't want him taking all these hits, but just, take a page out of what Mahomes did when his receivers weren't stepping up. And it's just like, I'm not going to keep scrambling just to try to extend plays to push the ball down the field. I'm just going to take off and just get the 5 yards to 10 yards, like whatever you need to do and just leave it at that, because Josh has been scrambling a ton, but just to keep trying, he keeps us flirting all around the line of scrimmage because he wants to send it. He doesn't have the team right now. He doesn't have the receivers that understand how to step up in those moments. They're not making the plays. They're not able to generate that. And so it's just like, okay, whatever then. Take the 5 yards, take the 10 yards. I will always say that, no matter who you are as a quarterback. Just take the 5 yards, take the 10 yards, whatever. Just take it. And I think sometimes these quarterbacks, if they sometimes they have a lane to run, and unless, especially a hypermobile quarterback like a Josh Allen, it's like, unless I can really rip off a huge run, they've reached the stage in their game where they're like, I want to throw the ball. I want to pass the ball. I'm going to use my legs to buy some time. And I get it. From a long-term perspective, that is obviously more ideal. That is what you want to do. You're going to consistently win more from within the pocket, from within structure, than outside of it. But I think sometimes in some of these games, you can see that's not going to work right now. That's not the way to go. And so I'd like Josh to be able to recognize. I'd like the coaching staff to recognize that. I'd love the coaching staff just to be like, hey, you know what? This isn't working as we want it to. Just, you know what? If you see some space, just take off. Take off and get down. I don't want you getting hits, but just take off and get down. We got to help something out. We got to get like a 2nd and 3. We got to get a 3rd and 1. We got to do something here. We just need positive, even if it's just 2 yards, whatever. I'd love to see that. Ideally, I'd love to see this offense just connected and then just throw away everything I just said. That would be great. But if it's not, well, then it's just like you kind of have to just take matters in your own hands. That's what I would want to see more than anything. And I think, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't believe this Panthers team is as good as their record right now, being 4-3. So we'll see what the Buffalo Bills do. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills? What do you think they need to do to be able to get back on track? Can they get back on track? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, Let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.